I don't think you call by any chance for your brother. He has one in his hand. Oh, never mind. Apparently he has one. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, you told him.
Oh, maybe it fell in his trunk. Okay, let's go. Let's start heading over.
Who's doing the Zoom?
Me, I'm zooming.
Hi. All right, let's zoom on over there.
Okay.
Zoomers.
Hey, I think we should put one person in the console for each shot.
Okay, we are live.
Okay.
We've been on with them for over an hour.
Yeah, we've been on for a long time already.
Not over an hour, over half an hour. And we are live, so we are ready to start, correct? People are watching all over the world. But I can't hear anybody. Yehuda, you've muted yourself, Yehuda. Yehuda, how come you muted yourself? What's going on?
No, because Connie was saying something. Here, let's go around. Oh, they really blocked us off well. Hold on.
Okay, everybody walk so I can get through.
Okay, so Rachel, let me take.
Yeah, okay.
Here, you have to go around. It's not going to fit.
I will. I don't want to run over anybody.
Okay, go that way. You're going to have to go all the way around. Okay, let me carry it over. Come. Oh, come here. Here, come here.
On, everybody. Hey, I love purple. My Christmas shop.
Whoa. I don't know. You don't know.
I bought like 27 of them and I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, don't walk on the grass.
This is Grandma Fanny's.
And Uncle and Grandpa Saul.
Yeah.
Getting kosher chicken for grandma on a first date.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for coming.
Dr. Bessie. Dr. Bessie's here too. Dr. Sarah. We got so much for her.
Well, it can only be called the heavenly smile. We have beautiful weather here in the middle of weather that has
Who does this say? Who does this say? Who does this say?
Come here. Come here.
It all started for my mother in 1926. In a nod to the synchronicity of time, she came into this world right after a pandemic. The stock market was booming. And she was taken from this world right before a pandemic. The stock market was equally booming.
Easy come, easy go.
Moved through the depression.
Yehuda, get much closer. You get much closer.
As a devoted daughter, she took the train from Brooklyn to the dry cleaning business in the Upper West Side, I think 6, 7 years old, and something that we wouldn't have done today. My mother taught us a lot. She taught us not to give up. She taught us to be strong, to break ceilings. She got a master's degree from Columbia University, which was not usual at that time for a woman, an Ivy League university. And she taught us many things, some of which are written on the stone, some of which are not. Like I said, she taught us not to give up. She taught us to have a goal, and she taught us responsibility. We remember her getting up for her jobs. She was a teacher for 20, 30 years, and she had other jobs. She was always teaching us what it means, what to have a work ethic that came over to myself, my sister, both of my brothers. She taught us emunah. She taught us it's not enough to go and work But emunah means when you work, you have faith that what God does is what you have to believe in, not your own strength. And God forbid anything that you think you can get over by hiding it from God, it doesn't happen. And the best proof that she gave over the message is the fact that I was able to give it over to my children. And I'll tell you just a short story. I don't want to keep it too long. The sun is beating down. I was in the office last week with Yehuda, my son Yehuda, in his coffee business, and he was making an offer on something. And it was a nice amount of money. And the person thought he said a lower price. And he could have gone away and he could have said, yes, that was the price was lower. And he said, no, I actually told you a higher price. You didn't hear me correctly. She misheard. So he ended up bidding higher than he had to bid just because he said his word. Not far away from here is our grandfather who said that was constantly saying that a person's reputation is all they can take with themselves to the next world. I looked at my son and I said, Yehuda, you could have picked up some extra dollars by, she misheard. She could have taken a smaller offer. He said, no, I'm not that type of person. He said, I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to say a lower price. If I said the right price, even if it's higher and I have to sort of lose money. My mother was very happy to see the family all together. I'm so happy that everybody was able to be here. But more importantly, and along with that, I made a commitment with my brother Gideon, who couldn't make it here in Israel. The Talmud has 2,711 folios, pages, both sides. And we made a commitment to learn together. We've been learning together for quite a significant amount of time, every day in my mother's memory. And I remember very clearly all the times that my parents went to the yeshiva. We didn't have a penny to pay the tuition. My mother sat in the office till she got to the financial director, till she pleaded with the financial director to please let her children in. She doesn't have all the money that I have to pay, but she's going to get it for them. And we got in. And because of that, we were able to learn the Talmud. Because of that, we were able to pray. And it's my prayer as well that the letters of the learning my brother and I do every day go up to greet my mother at her entrance to Gan Eden, to the Garden of Eden. And all the words that we say in the prayers and the Kaddish and all the Kaddish create also a pathway for my mother to the Garden of Eden. My mother gave over a lot of different things. One of the things she gave over was her spirituality. She was a very spiritual person. It manifested itself in some with extra religious observance, and it manifested itself in others with a keen sense of social justice and what's right in this world, and to do what's right in this world. And she was very proud of all her children. I'm happy to see everybody here. May we continue to be close. And our closeness, with God's help, will bring a great closeness to this country, which is now polarized, and to the world, which is now polarized. We have to keep our eye on the ball. We have to be closer and closer to each other. May God help us. May my mother's name be a memory and a blessing for all of us. May she watch over all of us and give us all that we need.
Amen.
Amen, amen.
Beautiful.
And I think my brother Gideon would like to speak to my sister Aviva, and then we're going to say some Tehillim, and we're going to say Kaddish, and El Malei Rachman. And Steve. Yeah. Thank you.
Go ahead. No, get on.
Okay, get on.
No, Steve, you can talk before me.
No, that's all right. You're ready. You're there. Go ahead. Go ahead. I hadn't prepared any remarks anyway.
One second.
I don't know if he did.
Tov Shalom, everybody. I'm glad to see that it's sunny in New York like it is here in Har Hebron. I don't really have that much to say. I feel that we've been blessed. As Adam mentioned, we've been learning for a good few months. Soon we're coming to the end of Eruvin, the second Masechet tractate of the order of the holidays of the Moed, the third tractate of the Babylonian Talmud. And it's eye-opening, no question about it. There's no question that I feel that my mother has given me everything that I have, but even after her life, she is giving me more, because this study session that I have with Adam is really opening my eyes to the Talmud in ways that I'd never seen before. And I wouldn't say that I'm in the 99th percentile of people who know how to study Talmud, but chances are. And even still, I'm learning a lot more. So thank you very much, Adam, and thank you, of course, Mom. I just wanted to mention that just last night, Ellie and Devra and I went to visit the Shiva home of Erwin Goldstein. Erwin Goldstein was a good friend of our family, his whole family, the Goldsteins, and then his daughter, Ilana, who married David Horowitz. They live now in Ra'anana, here in Israel. And we've been very good friends for all of these years, ever since we both lived on 162nd Street back in Queens. And I found it very fitting that, just one second, I found it very fitting that here we were, one second, I apologize. Where am I? One second, my apologies. It's not working.
It's in the car.
Thank you for your patience. I found it very fitting that so close to the day that we are unveiling Mom's tombstone, her good friend, Erwin, is also going up to Shemaim, and she's going to be meeting him there. I'm thinking what I just said, the idea of they'll be meeting in Shemaim, it's a little hard for us to say down here. Nobody's ever been there. Nobody knows what really goes on over there. But I think that is an optimistic perspective that the world doesn't end here, that even people who die, there's a better world waiting for them over there. And that is the kind of optimism that I remember that I got from Mom. So in memory of Mom, in memory of Erwin, in memory of, I'll mention also Rabbi Jonathan Sachs and Rabbi David Feinstein, who just passed away recently as well. The world here has reason to be less optimistic, but thanks to people like Mom, the world has what to be more optimistic also. So that's all I have to say for today as well. Thank you.
Okay. So, hi, Gidon?
Yeah.
Can you hear? Yeah, this is Steve. Thank you, Gidon. Thank you, Adam, for your wonderful words, all heartfelt and all so true. I would just kind of add, if I may, some of my own feelings, some of my own impressions beyond you don't have mentioned about Mom, which of course I also agree with. I think it's particularly poignant, and with our, if you will, our ganze mishpacha here together. Let me just say, without going too long-winded, that I've been coming here since Grandpa's son moved over there 50 years ago, almost 50 years ago. Coming every year, and also his home, most of whom I was fortunate enough to know. Tante Sarah, Tante Bessie, Tante Huma, and on and on and on. They're all here, and those I did not know. Grandpa's father, who I was told came here and had trouble getting used to America. Let me say, I could understand that. Okay. But there are many others over there. If you have the opportunity to walk there and visit with them, And certainly here, I was fortunate enough, and others of us were fortunate enough to actually have known them. And in a sense, they're all still living and their smiles are still with us. Okay. Happiness and strength from that. That was very important to Mom as well. We always with or mishpacha for our friends. The importance of, as it's noted very well here, but also Israel, the state of Israel, or however you might characterize it. I remember growing up, the ethic that was transferred to all of us, and hopefully for the rest of you. Obviously things have changed a lot and continue to change. That's the nature of the world. But that spirit, that ethic still exists very strongly within me, and I think within all of us. I think those were the additional things I would add, except to also say that, Mom, they say music is the most between your ears. There's nothing tangible about it. The art of music exists in your own mind. You hear it. And music was very important to Mom. She played, of course, the piano and the clarinet. And I think music was part of her spirit and her spirituality as well, which, we also, in my sister Aviva's head going up and down, she knows the importance of music to the soul, to the heart, to the mind. And, especially in difficult times, which we're encountering, I would say, without pontificating, that, getting through this difficult period, getting through this virus, to me, the keys here and what's helped me get through are, music, books, and humor. And if you manage to hang on to those three through this winter and into next year, you'll be better off than not. And so I would only add that. Thank you very much, Grandma and Grandpa Bolton. And thank you to the rest of my family here, to the extended family, okay? And that's all I have to say today.
Thank you.
Yehuda, can you hear me?
Yes.
You've got low bandwidth. I don't know. It's because you moved a little bit, but maybe somebody else there that might have better bandwidth could come in and take also the phone.
No band.
No, we haven't moved. We're in the same spot.
I don't know, but you're very low bandwidth.
Somebody else that has a phone?
More bandwidth.
I didn't take my bandwidth vitamins this morning. Maybe.
Everywhere you go, take your band with you. Please get closer to Aviva, Yehuda.
We're not that close. So,
Social distance.
So I think nobody would appreciate more the weather of today than Grandma Fanny and my mother. And of course, all the other Bolton sisters that loved a blue sky and a sunshine more than most. Before it was in vogue to wear sunscreen, everybody loved the sun. We loved the sun growing up. We went to Atlantic City and always came home burnt to a crisp, but very, very happy, and certainly an overdose of vitamin D. And thank God, I have to say, for our family, Baruch Hashem, it really served us well. I mean, we have Aunt Sonia here, thank God. She's wonderful and looks great. And Grandma loved the sun, no matter what. She came from ice and snow and retired in sun and boardwalks. So that was really an amazing thing. So thanks for the weather. I didn't really prepare anything about what I wanted to say. Was, if you ever want to know what's going on in the world, they say to look in the Parshat Shavua, right? So I kind of knew instinctively, even though I had asked my brother, what's the Parsha this week? So it's Chayei Sarah. So in Chayei Sarah, even though it's called the life of Sarah, it's really about the end of her life. And her husband, she had a long, full life. She had a son. And she passed away in her hundreds, and her husband Avram bought the plot in Mara Tamach Pela to bury her, and so it's very fitting, obviously, that here we are with my mother Cyril, who some would say is Sarah. Here she is, she's at rest with her family and the generations that went before her. In the next part of the Parsha, Eliezer is assigned to go find a wife for Yitzchak. And it's interesting that we're talking about the life of Sarah, but we're really talking about the end of the life of Sarah. What's interesting to me is we go right into the life of Yitzchak and Rivka and about their lives. So what does that teach me, especially in how he's looking for a wife and looking for a future and the next generation? That it's very important to honor the people that came before us. But the greatest honor that we can do for someone is to continue our lives, to live our lives in the manner in which the people that came before us would be proud of and would have the ability to say, wow, I done good. I think Mom, she's always proud of us. She would always tell us, oh, wow, you're doing great, or you're feeling good, or you're looking good, or good for you, or please take time for yourself. Or, she never had the excuse of sitting down. She went forward, and nothing in the world, in this world or the world to come, would ever give her as much nachas, as much pleasure, than to see her children together, being kind to one another, loving each other, and the next generations of the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. It's just incredible. It's incredible. By one Chayei Selma, so much comes. I couldn't, she would be proud of us, but I have to say, I'm very proud of her. For me, she taught me so much. It wasn't always easy.
Uh-oh. It's not easy now either. Taka now is on. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Here it comes.
This is the life that she has given us, aside from the love of everything, of love of books and love of music and love of life. She has given us each other, and we shouldn't We shouldn't compromise that, not for 1 minute. Never forget. Things come and go, situations come and go, even pandemics, thank God, they're going to come and go. But these are the constants, the love that we have for each other, the connection that we have with each other, and the word wisdom, sometimes definitely than most, that my mother has left for me, has given me. And I'm very happy that you're all here today. I'm very grateful to my husband for coming with me on this journey, and every journey he comes with me. And I love you all. I must say that with a full heart. I love you all, and I know my mother loved you all. Thank you so much.
Adam, do the emceeing again, please.
We're done. Adam?
Where's Adam?
Coming.
Coming.
So many more.
Can you hold it for a second? Let me call Connie. Is your phone? Connie got one.
I have it on mine.
She drove away? Took the kids to the bathroom. And she drove or walked?
I don't know what page.
Hebrew is fine.
Yeah, this is 130.
Say two This one will be Psalm.
What's going on over there? Help us out here.
They're opening up Tehillim to start saying Tehillim.
What kapitel? We'll say here too.
23 and 130. 21, 23. 23 in the beginning. 23.
Hold on, let me get there.
Second, can you pass this off? Fuck you.
Zmola David.
Yes.
Say it pasuk by pasuk.
We're going to repeat after you.
You can repeat after me. Is it you? Mizmor David, Adonai Roi, Lo Yachzor.
Mizmor David, Adonai Roi, Lo Echsar.
Ina Istasha, Yavitzeini, Amei Menucha, Isnahaleini.
Bino Teshi Avitzeini, Ameinu Chodina Aleini.
Nafshi Yeshoive, Yancheini B'maglei Tzedek, L'man Shemoi.
נפשי ישובב, ינחני במעגלי צדק למען שמו.
Gam ki elech v'gei tzavaves, Lo ira ra, Ki ata imadi, Shiftecha mishantecha, Heima yenachamuni.
גם כי אלך וגזע מוות, לא ירא רע כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך, המה ינחמוני.
Araich lefonai, Shulchan neged tzoyroi, Tishanta b'Hashem en roishi, Koisi revaya.
ארוך לפני שולחן, נגד צורי, תשעת בהשמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה.
Toy v'chesed yudufuni kol yemei chayai v'shafti b'beis Adonai yoylech yomi.
אך טוב בחסד ידפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים.
130 Kuf Lamed Shir Amalos 130 Kapitel 130 Parak 130 Imam Akim 130 Shir Amalos Imam Akim Sicha Adonai.
Yamalod imamakim kraticha Adonai.
Adonai Shema v'kori tiyena oznecha kashuvai Sukkot Tachnunoi.
Adonai shima v'koli tiena oznecha kashuvot lekol tachton.
Adonai Stishmaria Adonai mi yavoi
Ima v'not tishmor ya Adonai mi yamod.
Yilecha selicha L'man tivorei
Ki imecha silicha leman tivarei.
Kivisi Adonai kivisa nafshi V'lid varai Hochalti
Viti Adonai kivta nafshi v'lidbo chalti.
Nafshi l'Adonai Mishoymerim laboike Shoymerim laboike
נפשי לאדוני, משומרים לבוקר, שומרים לבוקר.
Achel Yisrael el Adonai Ki Adonai achesed Abeimo Yipedu
יחל ישראל אל אדוני, כי אם אדוני החסד רבים עבדות.
Uyiftes Yisrael Mikol Avoinoi Sol
והוא יפדה את ישראל מכל עוונותיו. You can say Kaddish now.
Yeah.
Yishkadal Yishkadal Yalamot Yibrach Yusei Yamlik Malkusei Kach Pukanei Vikarei Mishki V'chayechon V'yachon Chayei
לכל בית ישראל.
Agolo
ובזמן אדם ברח לעולם, ומאיה.
Yisparach, Yishtavach, Yisparach, Yisroach, Yisnaseh, Yisadar, Yisaleh, Yisalal, Yishalom, Yeila Mikol,
ושובתה.
Chasav,
ונתמתה.
Amen. Hey, Shlomo,
שמע רבה
Aya, Hayim, Kovim, Aleinu, Al Kol Yisrael, Yimu, Amen. Shalom,
שלום במרומיו.
Yaseh
שלום
Shalom,
עלינו.
Al Kol
כל עמו
Yisrael,
ישראל.
Yimu, Amen.
אמן.
El Molei Rachamim, Shochen Bamromim, Amitzei Menucha Nechona, Al Kanfei Ashchina, B'ma'alos Kedoshim Utahorim, Kizohar Harakiyam Azhirim, Es Nishmas Cyril Bas Yisrael Halevi Shal Chol Olamah, Babur Shemishpachto Yitain Stoka Bad Haras Hazkaras Nishmaso Gan Eden Tehem Menuchaso Lochein Balarachamim Yasnira B'Seisek Nofav the Olamim V'Yitzror B'Yitzror Achagim Es Nishmaso Adonai Hu Nachaloso V'sanuach v'shalom al mishkava v'nomar amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you everybody else for coming. As my brother remarked, it's now eternal. I thought today that might be the reason for putting a stone. Until there's a stone, it's sort of like temporary. There's not a sense of being together with my mother eternally, or being together with us. That's the idea behind a stone. Unveiling of a stone mean that's starting the time where there's an eternal bond. Sometimes even could be as strong as it was when she was living. Again, everybody have a safe trip home. Thank you very much to everybody for coming. My whole family for helping me with planning this. My wife, thank you. Be benched, everybody.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Remember, and
Thank you very
Phyllis.
much. The video will be available on YouTube.
Yeah, Panita.
My mother's sister, Aunt Phyllis, right? She had an accident. She fell down.
What
She
do we
actually
got
broke.
What's
A week ago Friday. Her name is
Panita.
Panina Bas Esther Freda. Panina Bas Esther Freda. She's right now on she's not moved. She needs a refuah shalema. She's having a refuah shalema.
Amen, amen.
Can someone please get a photo of the matzeva so we can see what it says on it?
Yes, I
Yes,
was
I'll
just
send it
gonna
in a
send
second.
that to you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. I have another
Thank
meeting
you.
coming up, so we'll
Thank you.
conclude this